Oh, well, that was easy. Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, my friends. This is a spontaneous live, like some of mine are. And bear with me for a second while I get some things rearranged to be sure that I am capable of going live for you. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. I don't expect this to be a long, long live. But one thing, and what this is for, this may not apply to you. One of the things this is for is there's a new feature going live in our tool, and it just was released in beta this morning, like not even half an hour ago. And this is something a lot of people have been chomping at the bit for. So I thought, hey, let's let's go live and talk about it. After all, discovery is fun live, right? Discovery is fun live. I'm gonna make sure I have all my windows open too, because there's a lot of windows in this software that I use. Did I put that one right over there? There we go. Okay. So if you are watching live, please drop me some kind of comment. Let me know you are live while I get my windows rearranged here. But hey, yeah, tech is always fun. So let's look at all these windows I have open, huh? Let's go to our training instance, high level training. And just so you know, for those of you who are tuning in, you have no idea what you're watching. What you're watching is a, goodness gracious, bear with me again while I get all this tech rearranged. Because I got all these windows open. Okay, we're going to make my life easy. We're going to close every single Chrome instance, because sometimes you got to do that because you got multiple monitors open and multiple screens open on multiple monitors. And there's my Chrome, and then let's go to my training instance here. Okay, and whoops, we are not going to do that. Okay. Okay, so here's our training instance. So let's go into screen sharing mode, shall we? And again, if you are watching, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. But let's see. Are we into screen sharing mode? There we go. We're into screen sharing mode now. Okay, very cool. So just for content, and just again, I have to make sure everyone we have a baseline set of discussion points for every single video. Okay. First of all, if you have no idea who I am Patrick Almond. I run Stop Doing Nothing Media here in Oklahoma City. And technically, yeah, today is a holiday, and I should be, in the kitchen making food. But just woke up, checking email, checking notifications, and saw that in our utility, our version of our utility called the Playmakers platform, there's been a feature released for a while called Custom Objects, which allows you to manage all kinds of cool data items inside your CRM, right next to your contacts. But one of the things that has made it not as useful as it could be is the ability to have automation and use AI and do all these cool things on custom workflows. Excuse me, workflows for custom objects. So let's say that I want to, in addition to managing, high level as a CRM, like Pipedrive, like Infusionsoft, like some of the big ones out there, except for it's got a lot of features. But let's say there are things you want to manage outside of contacts. Let's say you want to manage pets, you want to manage cars, you want to manage inventory. Heck, let's see if you want to manage something like trouble tickets. They don't do a lot. They won't give you a lot of functionality inside your business unless you have a way to automate the behind the scenes, unless you have a way to apply AI to them. Knock on wood, hopefully that's coming. Or unless you have a way to, like I said, have a predefined sequence of step by step by step of things that people are going through. So this feature was just released supposedly half an hour or so ago, and we're going to take a look at this feature. And again, if you're a small business owner or you want to be a business owner, this is going to be for you. If you're just a buddy of mine watching on YouTube or a family member, this is going to seem like a complete waste of time for you. Okay, so on your screen, you're going to see a training instance. we go into companies and we work with different marketing agencies and we train on the CRM. So we have a training instance set up to where we can train 100 people, we can train 2 people. It doesn't matter. We've got a training instance set up here, and let me make sure I've got. Okay, so here we go. So supposedly it's over here in automations. This is where this feature is now. And again, this is in beta. You're not going to see it live. This is in beta. I don't believe you're going to see it live over here in the labs feature because, and most people will not have access to this. I probably have access to it because I am one of the beta testers on the product, but hey, here we go. So supposedly it's up here in the upper right-hand corner. When you create a workflow now, you can create a workflow based on one of your custom objects. So I have a custom object called events, okay? And we're going to create a workflow based on events. So let's see, this is a new events-based trigger. Look at this. So you get, so it looks like our 2 triggers are the event created and the event changed trigger. So that makes sense. And then inbound webhooks is going to be cool. That tells me that right off the bat, I bet you're going to be able to create an inbound webhook, and that's going to be able to create an event. So as usual, Highlevel is really great with the integrations here. So let's see what happens on the event created trigger. So do I get to filter based on the custom fields in the event? Oh, look at that, event name. Event name contains phrase. Okay, well, you know what? My event doesn't actually have that many fields in it. So let's go back over here real quick into custom objects and let's customize. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to go to custom fields and we're going to customize this a little bit more. So let's make sure we have a folder first of all. We're just going to call this event fields. Okay, so you're going to watch me get organized in my test instance here. In this one, I want by event fields. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay, who cares? Let's go in the folder, event fields. Let's add some additional fields real quick because I delete and add this object a lot. So we're going to add a single line here. Let's say we want like event location. Okay, that's going to be event fields. We're going to add a field for date, just out of curiosity, event start date. And I'm just looking for some different kinds of fields here to add to test how these triggers work. So we're going to call this event style, and we're going to call this in person, virtual, and hybrid. Okay, so all I wanted to do here was again just get some quick custom fields to be able to use when we are playing around with events, just to see how this works. So again, go back to here, go back to automations. Let's go into our event automation that we just created. If you're watching the screen share, let me know that you're seeing this all okay. So the reason I created those custom fields real quick was to be able to, when I'm doing these triggers right here, to filter those things. So add new trigger, event created, filters, fields, event name. So event name, is that all I get access to? That seems kind of odd, doesn't it? Let's do this. Let's go back to our CRM. Let's go back to our list of custom fields inside the CRM and take a look and make sure I did that right, because I would find that really odd. So objects, events, associations, Do I have custom fields? Ooh, did I not save my custom fields? Let me see here. Let's go back to custom fields just to be sure I did that correctly. In my folders, in my event fields, I've got my field names, event location, start date, all this stuff. So all this stuff is there, okay. Maybe I have to reload this interface here, because I should, what I'm looking for is to have some other fields available in the trigger. So event created, and do I have any other fields yet? No. So all I get is the event name so far. Okay, no big deal. So my new trigger is going to be event created. We're going to save that. And then as I do, so create, and so here are my actions I can do. So I've got all the logical ones down here, if, then, else, yada, yada, yada. Ooh, so can I do an if based on the event name, start date, event name? See, I don't have the drop down for that drop down box in there. That's what I was looking for, is to be able to use that. So, but if start date, I'm sure I can say, you know, is not empty kind of thing. So we can say, you know what, do we have a start date yet? And we will call this the yes branch, and we will call this the no branch. Okay. And again, I'm just making this up as I kind of go along here and figure this out. So if start date is not empty, so we have a start date. So let's go down that path. So we are going to update the event to, interesting. Again, I don't have the drop downs. I wonder if I did a radio button, if I have that. Let's do that real quick. Let's cancel that. Let's save this for now. Oh, you know me, I like to add my, do I have a note option in here? Dagnabbit, nope, I don't have a note option in here yet. So if I do create, if I do update the event, oh, I already did that. So if I do update the event, can I pick one of the other fields? Interesting. No, I can't. I don't have event. I don't. So I only have the date field event available. I don't have the wait, did I do this? Did I even do this right? Please tell me I even did this right. Field placeholder contact. Oh, Patrick, you idiot. Goodness gracious. If you knew, if anyone was watching there and they knew what I'm doing, they knew I did not pay attention to when I was creating these fields. So let's go fix that. You can't just put them in the event fields folder, of course, right? Patrick, you got to slow down. So we are going to have a date picker. And here for the event start date. I'm sure people are watching this video screaming at me going, dude, the parent ID is invalid. Event, do I have to put in event info? There we go. Okay. Event fields. Not quite sure what happened there. Okay, so we will go to the drop-down single again. We'll make sure this one, it goes with events. And this one will be the event type, group, event info. Okay, we'll go with that. And we'll say in person, we'll virtual, and we will say hybrid. Okay. So that will hopefully fix my issue over here. Okay. Yeah, I just got a little bit too excited there. Let's go back out of workflows. Let's go back into my test workflow here. And of course, I picked the wrong test workflow. So we're going to go into this one right here. So here we go. So now when I have an event created, please tell me now. There we go. Now I have my triggers, and I can filter by triggers. This is very cool. This is getting to where I wanted this particular feature to be here. Hey Keith, man, good morning, brother. It's good to see you. Yeah, I'm just getting here playing around for a little bit for the first time. If you go back a little bit, so what I did here is when you create a workflow now, and by the way, I'm in a sub account that has special beta access, so everybody will likely not see this. But the way I created it was create workflow up here, and there's an event-based workflow right there. And I checked my main account, and my main account does not have this. So there's two different ways you see features in beta. Some of them they actually have to enable by sub account, and some of them are in beta when you turn on the switch in labs. This is one of those ones where I think they have to enable it by sub account. So yes, I do have special privileges here. But am I back over here? Okay, so I created some custom fields. Okay, okay, so cool. So number one of the very cool things I want to make sure of is that we can filter by custom fields. So we can do event title and event type. And again, event type is just is a drop down I created, and this is the values I gave it here. So we're going to say this is just for um, an event created, and this one is just for a virtual event. Okay, so let's come back here to our title because documentation is key. We'll say this is one for a virtual event created. Okay, so now when we have that, let's just double check our filter. Oh, I guess I really don't even need the filter. Interesting, because I was looking to filter that custom field here. I filtered up here. I really don't need a filter anymore. So let's see what can we filter on. So let's delete my. Can I delete? No, I can't delete that one. Okay, so here we go. This is what I was looking for before start date. This is cool. Yeah, event start date. Okay, so here's my options on a date field right here. And by the way, I'm looking at comments for things you want me to test. So please make sure you drop them in there. So event start date is okay, so those are my options. I don't need any of those options right now. Let me see, what can we do? You know what? I don't like that option period. So let's just delete the if branch and see what my options again are. Create event or associated record. So what else can I create? So I can create, I could create an instance of a different custom object from this custom object right here. Okay, so that means that if I came over here to my custom objects, and if I go down into settings, and I have create another custom object down here over an object, I could create or associate right here. So for this event, for an event hitting here, I can, let me see. So can I create, but I can't deal with contacts. So it looks like I can't create one of the standard objects yet. I have to create a custom object. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can do this. This would be a good thing. Can we use a regular workflow right here to create a new custom object, a new instance of a custom object, okay? So we'll say new. So what I'm doing right now is I'm seeing if I can, okay. So you know what yeah, so what I'm seeing here is if I can do like a regular contact, like a regular contact workflow, based workflow, and create or update a custom object from that. And it doesn't look like I can, so I don't have access. So I don't see any cross bleeding yet. Does that make sense? I don't see yet where I could take a custom object and do something against a contact or opportunity, and vice versa. I don't see where I can take a contact or opportunity as a trigger yet and turn it, create a new instance of a custom object or update a custom object, unless you guys are seeing something here that I am not seeing. Okay, so we'll go back to our custom object workflow back over here. So it looks like so far it's limited, but hey, it's here and it's going to be pretty cool once it's all done. So virtual event created. Okay, so let's find something we actually can do. Oh, okay. I didn't see this before. I didn't see that I could drop something into a custom sheet. So that would be cool. So let's update custom value. Okay, all these standard ones here are pretty flexible, so that's pretty cool. And of course, ChatGPT's worked in here. So let's see what, let's try the clear fields object. Again, because it's an event, because the custom fields, that's the only one I have access to. So we can always say, come over here, and if it's a new virtual event, maybe we can clear the start date. Okay, I don't know why you'd ever do this, for instance, but let's just say we're gonna do this. We'll call this automation. I don't think I have a 90 testing custom event automations. Give it a name. Okay, so far we're just going to do that. And then what else was I going to do? Oh, I was going to so we will clear that, and we got to do something actionable to make sure this actually works. Update custom value. Can I just take a custom value and increase it? No, I can't do the math there. Let me see, what else can we do here to, I'm just trying to look for something practical, even in this very early release, that we would do if we had a new instance of a custom object to make sure it works. Didn't I have a Google Sheets? So let's do that real quick. Let's go create a new Google Sheet and dump some data in it based on the custom objects. We are in my focus. We were in my focus address. We will call this one a new Google Sheet. And we will say this is custom object data, right? And we're going to say date, name, event, name, start, date, event, type. Okay, so let's see if we can just dump some data in here from our Google, from our thing right here. So Google Sheets, let's just come in here and just create a spreadsheet row. We're going to go in this Google Sheet right here and share this with everybody, because I just don't care right this second. So we'll say anybody can edit this. Done. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm doing here, what I'm doing is I'm just creating a quick dummy sheet to dump data into with the custom object here. Hold on, I'm just replying to something on oh, you know what? We better put the link here. Nope. Okay, I'll let people do that there. Sorry, I was just catching up on getting some other people in here. If someone could share the link in that thread in the Highlevel Facebook group, a link to the Facebook, a link to this YouTube live, that'd be appreciated. That way, it's not me promoting myself; it's somebody else sharing the link in there. Okay. Oh, so I was going to say we're going to use my drive. We're going to, you know what we're going to do? Did I share the spreadsheet with everybody? Yeah, and just to be sure, let's make sure we share it with my other ID, right? And sorry if this is way too much information that you want to see. I'm just doing this live. Okay, so we've got a spreadsheet here. Cool. Get out of that screen. Let's cancel out of this for the time being, just to make sure we go in clean. And here's my new event. Okay, so we said we could do a Google Sheet and we can do a custom webhook. Cool. So we're going to create a spreadsheet row on my drive. Please give me my, what did I call my spreadsheet? Custom something. Custom object data. We're going to select the main worksheet, and for the time being, it's getting the columns. We're going to start with the date and select an end column. We're going to go all the way to the end here, and that's going to have us put in custom information here. So I was hoping to use this date column as like a now column, but we can't do that. For name, let's put in the custom object custom object event name. Cool. Oh, I didn't need both those. Okay, again, forgive me for just making this up as I go along. Custom object event start date, custom object event type, custom object event type. Okay, so again, where the whole goal of this right now is just to test to make sure the data is carrying forward. Okay, so when a new virtual event is created, that's going to fire off. So let's come over here into the other side of my test instance, just so I can keep this workflow up, right? So then what I should be able then to do is to go in and just come into a contact or go into events even and just create a new event. So we're going to add an event. Let's first of all virtual event 1. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and I'm going to curious if that automation is going to fire off right away. I wonder if it does, which is not something I would really want yet. Did it fire off? Not yet, because I almost don't want the event to fire till I have all the information in there. But when you create the event, it looks like you just get like one custom field. Let me see here. Okay, so did it still not fire off yet? Yeah, it still didn't fire off. So then I wonder if it lets me pick, add my data in here first, and then that counts as a new instance, because that would be perfect. That would be ideal. Okay, so do I have a record now? Start date November 20, yada yada yada. Did my automation fire? And I said it was a virtual event, right? So let's come over here out of curiosity and see, do I have an enrollment history? Do I have an execution log? And again, what did I do? Event type is virtual. Virtual event created. Okay, and this was a virtual event, right? So I did my event type right. And what am I missing, guys? Viewers, let me know. What am I missing here? That should have fired off, in my opinion, if you ask me, right? Virtual event created. Oh, I bet you I know what happened here. Still no firing, right? I bet you I created the event, and because it was a new event, but that field wasn't set yet, I bet you that didn't fire. So let's go back. Let's make this automation a little bit easier. Let's take off the condition here for virtual event. Save that trigger. So does that make sense for those of you that are watching? I don't think it fired because when I literally created the event, that field wasn't set yet. Okay, so now this is going to fire off for any time a event is created. So let's come back over here to this side and create another one. And we're going to call this one virtual event 2. So I bet you this one's going to get fired off. And start date. And so I'm going to set all this information here, and none of it will show up in the spreadsheet, because that trigger, I bet, was fired when I first saved it, even without setting these fields here. So I'm guessing here, because I like to propose situations before I actually see them to see if my guesses are right. As soon as I create that event here and I give it a name, that's when it's created. It went to fire the automation. The drop down wasn't set, and so it didn't fire. So now do I get it over here? Look at that. So I'm pretty sure my theory is correct. So that's something we're going to have to. That's something we're definitely going to have to work on, is try to figure out how, when you create a custom event, to make it so you actually can So you can wait. Because that's almost what I want to do is I almost want to, in my particular case right now, I would almost want to wait before I fire it off, the automation here. So yeah, so it doesn't look like it's too terribly advanced yet. I will play with this more when it's not a United States holiday here. But hey, you know me, I'm always working, always shaking the trees. So this is where we are. And again, as a quick recap for those of you just joining, you can have a trigger here, and your trigger can be um, the creation of one of the virtual events, but you pick that out here when you're first building the automation, okay? So you pick that here when you're creating the workflow. It's an event-based workflow. All of them in the demo and the example I saw before, all of their custom objects were listed here. And again, you probably don't have access to this because this is a special beta sub account that I've been given special privileges on. So once I did that, so it looks like you determine which object the workflow is for outside of the object when you first get started. I was hoping that like in the workflow there'd be like a drop down that you could say. So we have like a new instance trigger, and in there, you would drop down the object right there. So all my boys are here. We'll call this the crew, the squad, the high-level squad. Keith and Harvey. Man, Harvey, you look pretty sharp in a suit, man. I don't think I've even seen that image. Do you need an event name field, or is that created by the actor defining the object? Keith, I think that's created. I think by default, when you create an object, you get like that field is like a default field that you get there. So let's go back here and create another one. We will say add custom object. We will call this one pets. So it looks like you have to pick a field right here, Keith, if that makes sense. When you're creating the object, so you have to create at least one, I'm assuming plain text field, because it's required right here. Okay. So and yeah, you don't get a choice as to what it is. So you have to have some kind of primary field, and this is probably your primary field for those of you for those of you in the database world. That's going to be your primary field there. So let's test this, Keith. Okay. So now that I have that, let's go back to my pets over here on the left, right? Because for those of you that who have custom objects, you know that whenever you create a new custom object, it actually shows up as a menu option over here. And then add pet. It looks like, so Keith, it looks like whatever, when you're defining that object, whatever that first freeform text field is, that's the one that, that's your only required field when it came to custom objects, okay? Now, here's the rub on that. In my database experience, I want custom objects not to be a text field. I want my primary database key an alphanumeric ID, no spaces, no dashes, like you would do in a normal database world. But when you're building a tool like this, you have to build it for non-database people, okay? And non-database people don't know what primary keys are and secondary keys and indexes and all that nerdy stuff that I grew up on. They don't know what those are. So again, I could come over here now, by the way, to automations. Let's make sure my automations over here. Yeah, come over here now into automations and create workflow. And then, yeah, there's my pets. There's my pets-based workflow. So what I can do here, let's come over here. I like having two screens open. I wish I could have share both my screens side by side. Let's custom fields. Let's go into my folders here. We're going to create a folder for pets, right? This is for our pets fields. And give me some field names you would use for pets. Probably, let's use a drop down for pet type. Breed, that wouldn't be breed. Goodness gracious, I don't know what would you call it. We'll just say type. I don't know off the top of my head. Got to make sure for this custom object. Ooh, where's my pets custom object? Stinker. We're going to cancel this. Let's reload this page. How come I don't have a pets custom object there? Oh, cool, Keith. Yeah, I like doing recaps every now and then, man, to make sure that everyone's caught up. Because if you come in, if I'm talking for an hour or two and you come in the middle of it, you'll have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so folders, back to pets. I wonder if I would just cache there or something. Okay, so we're going to do drop down. We're going to say connect to pets. There we go. Whew. Okay, we're going to say type of pet. The only type of pet that matters, according to my marriage, is cats. But we will say cat, dog, lizard, bird. What's another type of, I don't know off the top of my head, pet name. What's another, well, you know what, we'll go with there. Coffee hasn't kicked in yet, boys. Parent ID. Oh, I got to keep making sure I pick that group. For some reason, I didn't realize that group name was a required field. Okay, so we'll save that, and then we'll come back over here to a new workflow. Okay, we'll do this one. So now, can I pet created, pet changed? Okay. So we will say pet changed. Oh, interesting. I just realized that, yeah, this, my spreadsheet will not get updated if I'm doing pets now, because I made this very specific to virtual events. Okay, so pet created, and of course I should be able to filter by pet type here is empty or whatever. That's very cool. There's my drop down values right there. And I'm fairly certain that probably works with radio buttons and whatnot. And I think I got pet name there. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you that works with radio buttons and with other ones. So that to me, again, that's something I wanted to see right off the bat, to be able to filter, because, you know, I think about this a lot for event management, which is my sweet spot. Or the thing I'm going to be building out is totally different workflows for virtual events versus live events. So so it looks like, again, we have the basics. Let's go back to my previous one that I worked on so you guys can see that. This one right down here, testing custom events. So the triggers are working okay. We can clear fields. And right now our only actions, again, are custom webhooks, which is obviously a lot. So you will be able to use this out of the gate to trigger zaps, which will kind of be kind of cool. Because anything with a custom webhook, you can trigger anything else. It doesn't look like you can. We're going to create. Oh. Ooh, so interesting. Oh, so you can do, I just realized, can you do cross custom object stuff? So let's say here I say create event. Oh, interesting. I was hoping I could create a pet from an event, or an event from a pet, and you can't do that. So far it looks like when you're inside of a workflow, the only things you have access to natively are the fields and the fields and the objects in the basic ones, not going across. I can't create one custom object from instantiating another custom object. Okay, so good to know. So if I wanted to, I could create. So if with a virtual event, I could create another event. Interesting. And the field, start date. Yeah. Well, event type. Okay, so I can set all the dates here. This is new event. Let's play around a little bit. New event at, and do I have my custom values? Oh, cool. I have all my custom values there, but I don't have, I don't have the things I've gotten spoiled by. I don't think so, Harvey. Give me an example here and I'll try it out to just verify. But yeah, it doesn't look like from this automation that is specifically designed for an event, it doesn't look like I can create, see, when I create something, my only choice is another event. Now, I'm curious though, with a contact, if I create a regular workflow here, can I then create another? Yeah, see, it looks like right now we have contact and opportunity workflows, which are our main built-in workflows, and our custom object workflows. And right now, those two Ghostbuster streams can't cross, is what it looks like, unless you guys are seeing something that I'm missing here. it doesn't look like the two can cross. So I don't see a way in like a regular contact or opportunity automation where I can create a custom object automation, and then vice versa. I'm over here in a custom object automation, and I didn't see a way for you to instantiate a oh a whatchamacallit, a didn't see a way inside of a here to, okay, sorry about that, create another one from another object. Sorry, I've got multiple windows open and lots of text messages and DMs coming my way. So, but yeah, I only know if anybody else is watching besides Keith and Harvey. Let me know. But let me know if something else you want me to test while I'm in here. So again, this was released all of maybe 30 minutes ago. I kid you not. I was starting to get my house ready, and I happened to come in and check Slack, the beta Slack, and I saw it in there. I think I saw it at 7:20, and it was, I think I saw it at 7:20, and it came out at like 7 o'clock, or I think I saw it maybe like at 7:40. It came out at 7:20. So right after try, form submitted, then create event object. Thank you. Thank you, dude. Okay. Let's try that. Form submitted. Sites, forms. A grown man should not be in here. So we'll go with the lead gen 1 form right there. Okay. Lead gen 1 form. What do I have that? Please tell me I made that one pretty simple. Okay. Ooh, you know what we have to do here? We have to add a pet. Let's add. I want to add. Okay, we're going to use the first name here as a pet name. Okay, just for again for the sake of examples, I'm not going to make these. Harvey, dude, what have you been working up all night coding on? Dude. Okay, lead gen 1 form. That's the one we're going to use. And so Harvey brings up a good point here. Let's go over to automations. Let's say the new pet automation. Can I have a trigger? Right. No. Looks like the well, it makes sense because if you think about it, Harvey, on the new event triggers, you you don't you don't have a form. You don't have the form fields. Form content shouldn't matter. But yeah, look, we don't have any triggers. We don't have our only triggers are based on the object and based on the webhook. So we don't have like a form submitted or custom contact fields, um, pension, high level CSS, a pension. Okay, got it. So yeah, we don't have that many triggers here. But I'm kind of curious though. Can I go into a regular contact? Oh, can I go into a regular contact automation and hand something off to an event automation right now? So can I? Ooh, can I fire up another workflow? Workflow. Doesn't look like I can. So I can't. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. So what you're looking for is this. You're looking for form submitted, and we're going to pick up the form is my lead gen 1 form, right? Yeah, webhooks is always a workaround, dude. So lead gen 1 form, and so from there I wanted to add to a workflow, and I was looking for some of my pet workflow. Let's make sure it's not in here and I can't see it. Okay, so I don't see it in here. But what I could do is if that form was submitted, oh, so this is what you want. So this is what, okay, so this is what you want. So a webhook. Okay, so we would do a webhook and pass the data over. Interesting. So so form submitted. Let's use the name. Okay, let's use the contact name, which is on the form, and we will call that pet name. Okay. So you know what? I'm going to actually try to whip up a webhook live on camera. And again, for those of you in the beginning throes of Highlevel, this is pretty advanced stuff here. You got 3 of your hardcore geeks here working this out real time. So I was going to go over to the pets workflow here, and I was going to make a trigger my webhook. So this is the inbound webhook here. So there it is right there. So I'm going to, you always have to instantiate at least one pet name equals, we're going to use Harvey's name here because that's the pet name, right? So we got to call the webhook at least once. So I'm going to do that here, okay? And then you guys can see where I'm going with this. So this is going to be my webhook name right there, and we're going to pass the pet name. So we're going to call the other automation here based on the form submission. So form submitted, we're going to basically call the pet automation to create a new pet. Save this here. They come back to this one right here, fetch sample requests, reference payload. Okay, cool. Pet name came in as it should. Save trigger and create pet associated record. Pet name should be able to come from the webhook right here. Query parameters, pet name. Bam. There we go, baby. So that's how you create. This is for now how you would create a new instance of a custom object from a form. Okay. The first thing you have to do is fire off the form, my lead gen form, and call the webhook over in the other automation, if you will. Pass the information over. The one thing that does concern me here is, well, I guess it's okay because just because yeah, no, you're gonna have to have a field on the form or on the contact with the information you want to be in the custom object. Okay, not a huge deal, just some. I don't want to have to create all the form fields, or all the fields in a contact that I want over on the custom object. So I don't want to have to know pet name, pet breed, number of pet legs, number of pet wings. I don't want to have to force those to be contact fields to get them over into the other fields. But so far, this looks to me like, like this should work. Let's do this. Just to verify it's going to work, let's go back to our event. Let's focus on the event, okay? Let's go to, I'm not going to publish this one. I'm going to come back over here, and we're going to make this so form submitted, and I want this to fire an event automation here. So we're going to go back to our event automation here. We're going to add a new trigger. The trigger is going to be the webhook. That's the webhook name, and we'll say and we will call this webhook. We will use this same webhook right here, right? And different webhook, excuse me. We will say event name equals birthday party. Birthday party, custom object field of form or survey. Good question. Let me try that real quick. I have not. Okay, so success. Okay, so it got it encoded. Perfect. Let's just bear with me while I just save this really quickly while it's in my head. Clear. Okay, no, we don't need this. Virtual event, create, webhook, I'm sorry, bear with me. So the webhook is going to come in, and from a webhook, I can, goodness gracious, from the webhook, did it come in? Okay, birthday party, okay. So here is where I would create a new event. The field will be event name. Oh, okay. That's optional up there. Event name is going to be my webhook event name. Okay, cool. So I want to make sure that example is all done there. So this one will actually, when the webhook comes in, it'll create the record. We don't need this clear thing. That was just me playing around. And then create a spreadsheet row. It'll go create the spreadsheet row out of my test spreadsheet I have here. So Harvey's saying, have you tried custom object field to form or survey? Let's give that a try, Mr. Holm. Let's give that a try. So you're talking about over here, save. And then you're talking about over here in forms. Let's hop back. Let's get rid of this. You're talking about, just make sure I save everything, all my examples before I jump out of here. So you're talking about over here in forms, form builder. This is my brand new Harvey form, Harvey bars, Harvey form. This is my new Harvey form. And what you're saying is, can we add custom object information here yet? Drop downs, customized other elements. I'm not seeing any custom object information here yet. Yeah, these are just gonna be my contact fields here. Oh, wait, what was this? Oh, opportunity. Add. Oh, I can add custom fields here. Okay, I can add custom fields. I can't add the custom object. My custom objects are not listed here. I only get contacts and opportunities. So I'm just making sure that I'm not missing something right here. Again, dude, guys, this has been live like less than an hour, two for sure. Click contact. C space kick contact. I'm not quite sure what you're saying there, Harvey. So custom fields. So opportunity, contact. Yeah, I don't see it on here. What about adding additional logic? Dude, it's early. We're all kind of winging this here, but yeah, I don't see how you can use one of those fields yet. Okay, interesting. So I don't see where you can yet, but let's go test. Let's go test this real quick. I want to test to make sure that my workflow handoff worked okay. So, because of course you test everything. So we basically have two workflows here. Workflow one. Which one was workflow one? Was this? Is this the form submission? Call web hook to create event from form. Okay, so again, our form submission webhook right there, and then this one right here, the new event webhook. That's going to take that in virtual event created update spreadsheet. So you guys are going to help me test. Okay, so here's my form. It was lead gen form 1 is what I believe, right? So you guys are going to help me test this darn thing. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Copy form link. I'm going to drop this in the chat. And you guys submit that. You guys copy that if you would and submit that a few times. And let's see if this gets fired up. So what I want to do is I want to come over here, and I've got two workflows to keep an eye on. And the main one right now is call webhook to create new event form. So if you guys test this for me, if you submit that form for me, I should be able to, and the form is in the chat, by the way, the YouTube chat right there. If you guys submit that for me, then, and by the way, Keith, thank you for sharing that in the Facebook group. I saw that, dude. I was going to try to get to that when I wasn't actually rambling here. So Keith, as always, brother, you do so much for me. I appreciate you. So come on, I'm waiting for this to fire up. This is going to get submitted. You guys going to make me test my own code? Really? Do I have to test my own code here? Okay, let's pull up the form here. Event name is going to be 20. We're going to call this 841 because that's the time it is. Event name 841. This is a random field we don't care about. Event name 841, yada, yada, yada. Yes, I want this. So let's get that form submitted. And then it takes me back to one of my default websites. Did this get triggered? Ooh, look at that. So interesting. Okay, so it took because that was my only choice, it took the event name there, fired that off. Execution logs, everything get called okay. It's all in green, so it looks okay-ish. Did our spreadsheet get updated? It did not. Okay. Let's see, what did I do here? First of all, did I virtual event to enrollment history? What did I screw up? So inbound webhook, right? And from the inbound webhook, I can create an event. So event name was the inbound query string right there. What didn't work here? So this is an old one, right? This is 842. Okay, so this is an old one. Interesting. This did not get kicked off. Let's make sure I'm calling the right one. And of course, you guys would have called me out on it if I wasn't. So let's go back into here. Yes, I know I'm doing a lot of clicking. Workflow trigger, no, inbound webhook. Didn't pay attention. So this webhook begins with 6ED and begins with 9E something. Let's make sure I use the right webhook call over here to did I use the right one to call here? Maybe I didn't. Did I not use the right one? C7. And what does it begin with? C7 something? You know what? That may be the issue. I can't really tell. So let's do this just to be 100% sure. Let's come over here to this webhook, grab this webhook code again just to be sure. I have a feeling that's what I did. So we're going to copy that, make sure we save that trigger, and then come back over here to this one. And just to make sure I got it right. Patrick, I'm doing things backwards, aren't I? This is the webhook I want to copy. And then we're going to come over here and call that from the form submission here, just to be 100% sure. You know what? I have a feeling that's what it was. I don't know 100%, but I have a feeling that might have been what it was. No, the webhook really does look the same. How about we do the correct custom event data right there? That might have been what it was also. Okay. Okay, so we're going to put that over here. And I think we said this is going to be event name birthday party. Okay, so we've already got our query string there set up correctly. And then let's make sure that I fix this correctly. The actual creation of it right here. Bear with me again while I figure this stuff out live. Event name. Okay, there's the webhook coming in. And event name. Something doesn't look right here. Inbound webhook, query parameters, event name. You know what? Something doesn't look right here. Is this the latest one? Let's get the latest one to be sure. Event name, birthday party, saving trigger. So maybe it was just the pet name that I did. Event name, that's correct. And then over here in spreadsheet row, let's make sure I also got event name, event underscore name. Interesting. No, I don't have it here. Let's get the inbound webhook, query parameters, event name, right? That's what we wanted here. This is why we get paid the big bucks, boys. I should debug stuff like this. Save, save, save. So then let's do that. So then to test this, we're going to go back to our form. Yes, Patrick does a lot of clicking around while he's thinking. We're going to go back to the form. Actually, the form is right here. It was the lead gen 1 form. And I'm sure everyone kind of sits there and watches me work and thinks, Patrick, you idiot, you should have clicked on this. Well, you know what, Patrick? I am just, here we go. So we were going to call this event name 8, where are we at? 847. There's 847. 847. Patrick Almond at gmail.com. So let's try this one. Let's try it this time. So let's just double check that everything was going to get fired, okay? So number 1, this one should have been fired. 847, event name 847, yada yada. Edward Ed, cool. Thanks whoever submitted those test ones. Edward Ed, Keith, I see yours there, Keith. Okay, are these coming in? Oh, look at this. Oh, okay. Patrick did a boo-boo here. Okay, that's just a matter of debugging. But it looks like things, yeah, definitely are getting fired. Inbound webhook request, query parameters, event name. Okay, I screwed up something there. I can tell these ones fired up here, but somehow when I was working over here, I broke my code. Oh, classic Patrick, right? So webhook, contact, first name, event name, which is the contact first name, which comes in from the form, right? Contact first underscore name, and then come back over here into, what did I mess up? I know I messed up. So created, so event name from the query string parameters, right? And then down here, we have event name, event name. Oh, goodness gracious, Patrick, there is no, you know what? I had it working right before. No, okay, hold on for a second while I bear with. So this comes in as my event name. I then have to do something with it. And before I had it, interesting. So you know what? This trigger was being fired off of the virtual event created. It wasn't being fired off this webhook. So let's try that. Okay, let's delete this. Let's delete the fact that it's created, and we're going to make this created based on just the inbound webhook, okay? So again, feel free to check my work, everybody. But number 1, my query parameters, my event names is going to come in from the webhook, and I've tested that. And create spreadsheet row. Spreadsheet. No, we want the information coming in from the inbound webhook. So we're creating the event here. Well, let me go over and look at our event names and make sure and see what we're getting created for events over here. Now everyone's submitting a form. Yeah, everyone's submitting a form, which is the way it should be. I'm missing something there, so I'll have to work on that. It's not perfect, but we know it works because we've got some test submissions here, and some other people have done some, and so it's working. So it's just a matter of debugging, and I'm not going to try to figure this out and make this perfect live. But so we have some options here. So the pros are we've got an early beta release, maybe even alpha release of custom objects in workflows. Again, one last recap for those of you that do it. If you have special beta access, and it's not just a labs checkbox, you will be able to go over here and create workflows and pick your object right there. And then you have some very basic actions, and you have some very basic triggers. Nothing too terribly fancy yet, but hey, we're the skateboard people, right? Just like my Southern California surfer skateboard days, we are in the skateboard model, and they will build this out as as they come along. So I never complain. I'm always very grateful. Of all days, talk about being grateful. I'm always thankful that the team does amazing work there. And now I am going to get cleaned up and shave and go pretend that I'm not going to eat half a turkey by myself. Guys, as always, thank you for tuning in and watching. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. Okay, please subscribe. As you all know, I'm working hard on growing my YouTube channel, and it allows me to create more content for you. Timeline for peasants access. I don't know. Let me go back over into Slack, Harvey, and look real quick, dude. Let me see if they said anything. Um, yeah, there's nothing in here about when it goes live. It's just we've released workflows for custom objects. You can access this feature. This feature is very much in beta. This is from Saurabh Akwari at Highlevel. But hey, I'm grateful, man. Thanks for jumping on. You guys have a great day. Whether or not you celebrate Thanksgiving or not, get away from the keyboard, man. Go enjoy some oxygen. Go enjoy some oxygen. I am sure there will be other videos besides mine out there, and I'm sure there will be better videos. But hey, I wasn't doing anything anyways, and I love hanging out with you guys. So you take care and have a happy, happy Thanksgiving.